It was supposed to be just another WWE night, but what unfolded backstage would shock even the most hardened fans. The arena lights were blazing, the crowd buzzing with anticipation, and the camera crews were ready for the usual scripted drama. But behind the curtains, a storm was quietly brewing, one that nobody expected. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when whispers of real-life tension within the Judgment Day began leaking online. It wasn't just storyline friction anymore. Rumors suggested that power struggles, personal grudges, and ego clashes had reached a boiling point, and tonight, everything would erupt. Sources close to WWE insiders revealed that members of the faction had been at each other's throats for weeks. Every promo, every backstage interaction, every Instagram post had subtle digs that hinted at more than just kayfabe drama. The tension had been palpable during interviews, and now, whispers suggested a confrontation that would go beyond the scripted boundaries of the ring. The crowd erupted into chaos when cryptic clips surfaced on social media, footage of arguments, shoving matches, and glaring stares that left fans questioning whether what they were seeing was real. As the night progressed, the camera panned to the entrance ramp, catching flashes of one Judgment Day member storming out of the locker room, visibly furious. Viewers on social media went wild, dissecting every second of the leaked video. Theories exploded. Was someone about to quit? Was an actual fight about to break out? The energy backstage contrasted sharply with the roaring fans in the arena, unaware that real-life drama was unfolding just feet away from the ring. The tension didn't stay behind closed doors for long. Even during the main event, subtle actions on camera hinted at unresolved issues. A delayed tag, a miscommunication, a smirk that looked less like performance and more like genuine disdain. Fans watching live began tweeting in disbelief. Clips spread like wildfire, each one dissected by hardcore followers and casual viewers alike. The Judgment Day had always been portrayed as a cohesive unit, untouchable and unstoppable. But tonight, the illusion shattered before millions of eyes. And just when it seemed the situation couldn't escalate further, a sudden backstage shout pierced through the crowd noise. A member stormed back, slamming doors and leaving security scrambling. The camera caught every flinch, every shocked reaction, and fans were left asking, what happens next? Will the Judgment Day implode completely? Stick around, because what happens backstage next could change WWE forever. What started as whispers quickly became a full-blown backstage nightmare, and the WWE Universe was about to witness chaos like never before. After the explosive moments captured on leaked videos, the tension backstage reached fever pitch. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when cameras caught the Judgment Day members in private corners, exchanging icy glares and clipped words. The faction that had once ruled the WWE with ruthless precision now looked fractured, and the air was thick with real-life animosity. Viewers on social media went wild, dissecting every subtle movement, every smirk, and every whispered exchange. The storylines didn't prepare anyone for this. This was drama spilling over from the shadows into reality. Insiders revealed that disagreements had been simmering for weeks. Certain members felt overshadowed, while others were frustrated with leadership decisions. It wasn't just about in-ring performance. Egos, reputations, and personal grudges had combined into a combustible mix. Fans watching live had no idea that every handshake, every backstage pass, and every casual laugh was loaded with tension. Even seemingly trivial incidents, like a misplaced mic or a delayed costume change, were now interpreted as intentional provocations. The crowd erupted into chaos when one wrestler stormed past security, leaving another shouting threats that seemed far too real to be scripted. Meanwhile, producers tried desperately to maintain control. Camera crews were instructed to stay in position, but even they couldn't hide the sheer intensity of the confrontations. Fans watching clips online noticed subtle shoves, clenched fists, and menacing stares, moments that blurred the line between performance and reality. Rumors began swirling that a fight might break out at any second, and speculation ran wild on platforms like X, Instagram, and TikTok. Every fan had a theory. Someone might quit mid-show, someone might attack another, or even worse, the faction could disband entirely. The Judgment Day had built its reputation on intimidation and unity, but tonight, the illusion cracked. The footage showed members arguing over trivial in-ring decisions, each statement carrying layers of unspoken resentment. Security teams were on high alert, constantly separating individuals and diffusing situations before they escalated. The crowd, still unaware of the full extent, cheered the evening's matches, completely oblivious that real-life drama was unfolding just behind the curtains. Then, the unthinkable happened. A member slammed a locker room door so hard that cameras shook, and the echoes of the clash resonated through the hallways. Fans immediately shared clips online, sparking a frenzy of speculation. Was this the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day? Or would WWE manage to contain the chaos before it exploded in the ring? Viewers couldn't tear their eyes away from the unfolding story, but backstage tensions weren't done. What happens next will leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew about WWE. Backstage whispers turned into shouting matches, and suddenly, the Judgment Day wasn't just a faction, it was a ticking time bomb. The night had already been tense, but now, fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when the first real sparks of confrontation ignited. Cameras captured members arguing over in-ring strategies, mic timing, and even social media posts that had been interpreted as personal attacks. The crowd erupted into chaos online as snippets of footage leaked, showing close-ups of clenched fists, slammed locker doors, and menacing glares. Viewers on social media went wild, dissecting every second, debating who was in the wrong and who was losing control. The Judgment Day's carefully crafted image of unity was unraveling in real time. Insiders revealed that the conflicts weren't new. Weeks of behind-the-scenes tension had finally reached the surface. Rivalries over leadership, in-ring positioning, and personal ambition had built up like pressure in a boiler, and the smallest spark could set off an explosion. Fans watching live in the arena had no idea that just beyond the camera's lens, emotions were running higher than ever. Security and producers scrambled to maintain control, but the sheer intensity of the confrontations made containment nearly impossible. Every glance, every gesture, and every word carried layers of genuine hostility, and the sense of impending chaos was palpable. At one point, a member reportedly threw a water bottle in frustration, narrowly missing another, sparking a shouting match that echoed down the hallways. Fans watching leaked footage online instantly reacted. Theories poured in about a potential physical altercation, with some suggesting it could even spill into a live match. The WWE Universe couldn't tear their eyes away from the drama. Even analysts and insiders admitted that this was unlike any backstage incident seen in recent history. The heat was real, raw, and unfiltered. Meanwhile, attempts to defuse the situation failed spectacularly. Producers tried to mediate, but tempers flared faster than ever. Security had to intervene multiple times, separating members who were on the verge of crossing lines that no one expected them to cross. The Judgment Day's reputation as a dominating, unstoppable force now seemed fragile, built on intimidation. Yes, but also on an uneasy alliance that could collapse at any moment. Viewers on social media couldn't stop commenting, "This isn't scripted. This is real life." And just when it seemed the tension might simmer down, a sudden incident threatened to blow everything open. A heated argument turned into a physical shove. The camera caught it all. Fans immediately flooded social media, sharing GIFs and clips, making the situation trend worldwide within minutes. The Judgment Day, once untouchable, now appeared dangerously close to implosion. The WWE Universe was left on the edge of their seats, wondering who would hold their ground and who might finally crack. With tempers at their peak, one move backstage could change everything, and when it happens, the WWE world will never be the same. What started as tension backstage erupted into chaos, and fans couldn't believe their eyes when the storm finally broke. The arena was buzzing, the lights dimmed, and yet, backstage, a war was unfolding that no script could contain. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when the first real physical confrontation between Judgment Day members was caught on camera. Security teams rushed in, but the sheer intensity of the clash made it clear that this was more than just a misunderstanding. This was real-life heat exploding into public view. Viewers on social media went wild, replaying every second of the chaos, dissecting each shove, glare, and shout. The Judgment Day's image of control and dominance had shattered before millions of eyes. Insiders revealed that the confrontation had been building for weeks. Leadership disputes, disagreements over match outcomes, and personal grievances all collided in a perfect storm. Every interaction backstage had become a powder keg. Even minor slights, a misplaced mic, a delayed costume, or a comment in passing, now acted like sparks, igniting anger that had nowhere to go. Fans watching live had no idea that while the show went on, real drama was threatening to engulf the faction completely. The crowd erupted into chaos online when leaked clips showed members physically pushing each other, one nearly swinging a chair before being restrained. The atmosphere backstage became electric. Security personnel, producers, and even other wrestlers tried to intervene, but tempers were uncontainable. Viewers on social media couldn't stop talking. The clips went viral within minutes, trending worldwide. Fans debated who was at fault, who might leave the faction, and whether WWE could salvage the situation before it spiraled further. The Judgment Day, once feared and respected, now appeared dangerously fractured. Every fan watching sensed that the implications of this confrontation could redefine WWE storylines for months. At one point, an intense face-to-face confrontation escalated to a near fistfight. Security jumped in just in time, but the tension lingered, heavy and suffocating. Social media exploded with reactions, memes, hot takes, and shock videos flooded platforms. The WWE Universe couldn't get enough. Every fan had their own prediction about who would emerge as the dominant figure and who would crack first. Even analysts admitted that this level of backstage drama was rare, and it added an entirely new layer of intrigue to the Judgment Day storyline. And just when it seemed the confrontation had been temporarily contained, whispers of a bigger fallout emerged. Some insiders hinted at potential match changes, unexpected suspensions, or even shocking betrayals that could play out in the next live show. Fans were left on the edge of their seats, heart racing, knowing that the next move could either restore order or completely implode the faction. The Judgment Day's fate hangs by a thread, and what happens next will shock the WWE Universe like never before. The dust had barely settled, but the WWE Universe knew one thing for certain: the Judgment Day would never be the same again. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing when the aftermath of the backstage chaos began to surface. Clips, screenshots, and insider reports flooded social media, leaving the WWE Universe buzzing with speculation. Viewers on platforms like X, Instagram, and TikTok went wild, analyzing every moment of the confrontation. Every shove, every glare, every icy word that had once been dismissed as storyline now carried the weight of reality. The Judgment Day, once a symbol of unity and dominance, now appeared fractured, vulnerable, and unpredictable. Insiders confirmed that the explosive confrontation had serious repercussions. Certain members were reportedly on thin ice with management, while others were rumored to be demanding changes in their creative direction. The faction's internal power struggles were no longer hidden, the heat was real, and the public had a front row seat. Fans dissected leaked audio, clips of heated arguments, and cryptic social media posts, attempting to piece together what had happened behind the curtain. Every theory seemed plausible, and the WWE Universe was left guessing who would rise, who would fall, and who might abandon ship entirely. Meanwhile, backstage security and producers scrambled to contain the fallout. Meetings were held, warnings were issued, and plans were quickly drafted to prevent further escalation. The tension was so high that even casual interactions between members were monitored closely. Fans watching online couldn't stop speculating. Would the next pay-per-view match feature an unexpected betrayal? Could the faction's dominance finally come to an end? Every fan had a theory, and every theory fueled the frenzy. The crowd erupted into chaos online as updates surfaced, trending worldwide within hours. Even the wrestlers themselves seemed affected. The clips showed members avoiding each other in hallways, exchanging cold stares during promos, and whispering heated words that fans immediately noticed. The Judgment Day's image of invincibility was gone, replaced by a sense of unpredictability. Analysts and commentators called it a turning point. The faction's real-life tension had now become part of WWE lore. Viewers couldn't tear their eyes away. Every moment of speculation, every hint of backstage drama, only heightened the intrigue. And as the WWE Universe waited with bated breath, the questions remained. Who would hold power? Who would be cast aside? Could the Judgment Day ever reclaim their former glory, or had they crossed a line that could never be undone? Fans knew that the story wasn't over. The fallout was just beginning. Every post, every tweet, and every leaked clip kept the world on edge. One thing was certain: WWE history had been rewritten, and the Judgment Day's implosion would be remembered forever. The Judgment Day's saga continues. Stay tuned, because what happens next could shock the WWE Universe beyond imagination.